We're so excited to have you. I feel like this is so long overdue for
Yeah, man.
Rapzilla. You know, we've been following each other a while. I know you got some bars, low key, high key, maybe, and you're doing some things. But yeah. So everybody who's tuning in live right now, you obviously know the guy down there. That is Kel Mitchell from Nickelodeon, all-star, legend, comedian, Kenan and Kel, all that. He's done a ton of voiceover work. Clifford the Big Red Dog. You're hosting Deliciousness. You have a book that just dropped
I
called
do.
Blessed Mode, 90
Thank you.
Days to Level Up Your Faith. You are a youth pastor. You're in the Mystery Men. It's just a lot, man. That's a
Thank
lot
you.
to unpack.
Thank
But
you, bro.
we are super excited to have you, as I said. So the first thing I want to ask you about, of course, is your book,
Yeah.
Blessed Mode, 90 Days to Level Up Your Faith. I liked the little promo video of you fighting and getting the experience points.
Yeah.
So you talk about your freedoms, your experiences, your blessings that could help people take their faith up a notch.
Yeah.
So were these some of the things that, as you were becoming a Christian and trying to get into your walk, were these things that you directly applied to your life? And then when did you realize as you were doing things, hey, I should write this down. Like, this is a good idea. Other people need to know this too.
Yeah, man, for sure. So, it was a time where let's go back. So, like, early 2000, I had just got hit a place in my life where it was like I didn't like what was going on in my life. I didn't like the way it was going. It wasn't the way that I had planned it to go.
Hmm.
And I was at a point where I asked God, right? I said, "Hey, whatever you is not of you, and whatever you don't want in my life, take it away right now." And it was a simple prayer, but then so much was revealed, right, within that. And then a storm happened where it was kind of like, oh, my eyes were like opened up into like some of the things that I was into, things that people were doing within relationships, all these different things. And I was just like, whoa. And it was like a storm. But sometimes storms come in your life to clear a path, right? And so when that started to happen, I was in a point in my life where like I just want game over because I'm figuring out so many things and I don't even want to be on this earth anymore. And the Lord said, no, no, no. You're gonna give me a chance to show you. You got to be obedient and follow me, and just stay with me on this, right? So I was like, okay, Lord, I'm gonna follow you. I'm gonna stay with you. But as my path was cleared, I still was doing some of the same patterns that I was doing before, and some of hanging around the same people and doing the same things. And then the Lord said, well, look, you can't take that same lifestyle, them same things that you were into. You need to change some things around. And I went, wow. All right, Lord, I'm gonna do that. You're right. You're right. I'm gonna do that. And so when I started doing that, I hooked up with this evangelist, and this evangelist started praying with me every day.
Yeah.
I'm talking like at night. Sometimes I would be coming home from the club, and the evangelist would pray with me, right? And it was such a beautiful thing, right? And as that obedience and me having that obedience and doing it over and over and over again and staying consistent, my desire started to become God's desire. And I started to desire things of God, which meant that now I wanted to help people in my community. I wanted to forgive a lot of people. I started forgiving others, and all of my conversation was about God, right? And I started to
Yeah.
see more of the spiritual realm because I was introduced to like this is spiritual warfare that's going on. There's a lot of generational curses that need to get away. It was a lot I learned from relationship wise where in sex and all those things that you're mixing spirits and things that I had to let go. And I was just like, wow, Lord, like you're really cleaning me out from the inside out and really helping my spirit open up. And in this time, I was reading a lot of devotionals, right? I was reading a lot of
Yeah.
devotional books because they were very helpful. And so when it was time to write a book, right, to write a memoir, and it was time to do that, I was like, I got to do a devotional because I know how the Lord touched me so much, with me reading devotionals, with me getting up and praying every morning and at night, like clockwork. And I said, well, you know what? When I do my devotional, I want it to be like that. And so what this book is about getting in contact with God early in the morning. And so that way you are covered and you're covering your family. And then you make a decision to prepare for the day, meaning that you're going to respond in love no matter what, right? And then you're going to know that you are blessed and you were designed to be blessed, right? And so for me, it was just like, I got to do this. And so that's what came with Bless Mode, which is just such a fun title that I know I'm talking a lot, but it's just like a fun title that I had. Yeah.
You came in with heat. You got there's a teleprompter in front of you, and you're just doing the sermon right now.
No,
that was real. That was off your head. You could tell.
Yeah.
I feel like now in your current role as a youth pastor, you've almost been like this youth pastor, youth leader person this your entire career, because you were on TV as like, you know, maybe the cool teenager, and younger kids looked up to you. And then as you progressed throughout your entire career, people kind of followed you. Like, you were entertaining, you were bringing people joy. Yeah. Now you're just, you know, on a pulpit, and you're still entertaining in a way, but you're doing it with like wisdom and life perspective. Yeah. So how is a career, like your career specifically, equipped you for this next step?
It was definitely not the career that equipped me. just to be real with you, it was the real life situations, like the stuff that I just talked about to you earlier, where it was just like, the career is more of a job, right? And it's a thing of, when I was doing those things, when I was going through hard times behind the scenes, you all didn't know, because you all saw Goodburger or these fun characters, and didn't know that I was really going through real situations. Mm-hmm. And a lot of times with celebs, you know, people don't know that what's really going on with them until there's a meltdown, or, you know, somebody gets it on camera and then it's all over the press, right? But we all deal with our own emotional walls, right? And things that we have to overcome, right? So as I was overcoming those things, and the Lord helped me overcome those things like depression and suicide and all those things, when that happened and my world was opened up, because I already knew God, but I didn't have a relationship with God. You know what I mean? Right. So in a relationship with God, meaning in everything that I do, you are in everything, my career, my life, my everything, right? And so when that started to happen, that's when it was like, okay, now I want to show people how to keep their joy within the circumstances. This is how I want to show people how to do that. And when I decided to preach, it was really deep, because, you know, people would speak that over my life. When I was in churches, they were like, yo, you should preach. You need to preach. And I'm just like, I don't know, man. Like, the Lord didn't tell me that. And I really had to go into prayer and meditate about it. And now what did prepare me for it was me speaking like to youth all the time. Right. Yeah, because I used to speak to youth. I would speak to juvie homes, and I would speak to kids at youth groups. And I was doing this and just motivating them, telling my testimony, right? And I was just like Kel from Nickelodeon, coming to these places, coming to these hoods, going to these places just to speak to youth. To tell them my testimony. And so I was already doing that for years, you know, and that really prepared me when I said, okay, Lord, I'm going to go ahead and take this walk of being a youth pastor, and I'm going to do it. And you have to confirm it in the word if somebody speaks something about your life. So definitely confirm it in the word of God. And so when I was meditating, I was in the word of God and in the Bible. What kept speaking to me was Paul encouraging believers. And every Bible verse that I read was about that, encouraging believers and speaking the gospel and having that comfort as you're speaking the gospel. And then I said, Lord, you know, yes and amen. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. And he said, when you do it, don't forget me. When I start to also elevate you in the entertainment, I want you to continue to preach while you're still in entertainment. And that was a beautiful moment for me, because it was like, okay, now I can preach to my brothers and sisters within the entertainment business as well, and have ministry through entertainment as well. So that's been really the journey. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. I don't know if you just saw a comment. Someone said from repairman to repent man.
I like that. I like that.
I saw in another interview,
Yeah.
you equated kind of what you were going through, like you see someone like Robin Williams, right? Who's
Yeah.
just like the funniest, happiest, joyful person on the earth.
Yeah.
And he was struggling with stuff. And, you
Yeah.
know, he committed suicide. And unfortunately, all these singers and artists that you hear about that bringing joy to so many people, but inside it's absolute turmoil. So what is this about, you know, this celebrity lifestyle that
Yeah.
like this joy and this happiness does not come with the fame? Like, what is that missing component?
You know what? And when I talk to people about this all the time, it's not the job, it's not the entertainment, it's what's inside, right? It's like you already are dealing with whatever battles you're having, whether you're a celebrity or not. You know what I mean? The only
Right.
difference is that you're doing it within the public eye. So now you have public opinion. You know what? And so that can escalate it. Because what happens is that all of a sudden now, like the problems you might have that somebody else is having that's not a celebrity, but now you don't want to express it because now a reporter might write about it. A reporter might write about your stress or what you're going through, or somebody figured it out, right? And so it's like, well, I don't know who I could trust to really speak about what I'm going through, or maybe I'm just going through a little something, but now if I say something, it's going to be crazy, right? And so here's the thing about it is that we have to know that we can go talk to the Lord because that's where the real joy is. You know what I mean? And really deal with what's going on in the inside. I explain it like this, like happiness and joy. A lot of people like put that together, right? But they're two different things. So happiness is joy because of the circumstance, you know, whatever, you know, gift you got, a birthday or whatever, celebration, right? But then joy is happiness despite the circumstance. So meaning whatever trouble, whatever pain you're going through, whatever it is, you find that joy, and that joy is God, right? Where you can really tap in and know how he feels about you. And you know that you were born for a purpose. You can get through it. And when I realized that, that's when things change. And I feel like a lot of people need to do that. Like spiritually, you need to really work on your spiritual growth because we're spirits. You know what I'm saying? And this is just an earth suit, real talk. You know what I mean? So that's all it is. And so we really need to work on ourselves before we can, you know, that's why those emotions take over and people do, you know, suicide. Jesus dealt with it. You know what I mean? When I tell people that, they got shocked. Like, what? It's like, yeah. Remember when he was on the mountain and the devil came up and the devil was like, yeah, just jump off this mountain. That was a thought. You know what I mean? With him just telling him that. But what did he do? He said, no, I'm not going to tempt the Lord. I know what I need to do. And so in those times when we're going through things and people are dealing with depression and they have those thoughts from the enemy because of spiritual warfare. So you got to remember that. So when we have the thoughts from the enemy, if you're not spiritually equipped to connect, you know what I mean, with the Lord in that moment, then it will take over. That depression will take over and the devil tries to win. And it's unfortunate when those things happen, when people take their life over that because they feel like it's no importance, like I can't even see a future. But when you connect with God, there's such a future that you have. Like when I think about those times where if I would have did that, and now I think about my life now and the things that have been the breakthroughs that have happened, man, you know what I mean? And so it's like I want to be able to be a mouthpiece and an ambassador for that, for letting other people know, like, live. You were born for a reason. You have purpose. Go for it. You know what I mean? And then for the celebs that are in the entertainment business, because I know so many of them, the thing is that it's okay. You know what I mean? It's okay. You are loved, and it's okay to be real, be honest. And that's why I'm shouting out so many celebrities that are being real about mental health and telling their story. It's so beautiful. You know, we need to do that to support one another and pray for one another, you know?
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that, and I'm going to bring up someone, and I'll tie it back. But you have Kanye West, who went through this career and life transformation, and he's doing that very, very super publicly because he's maybe a top 5 person on the planet as far as face. So it's really hard for people like that, for people to show them grace as they're trying to figure out, you know, how to be a Christian, how to be someone who's serving God, right? And, you know, magnify that times the celebrity, times social media and the comments and like you were saying, journalists and media and everyone covering that. I could imagine that, like, the mental health and the anguish, the toll is absolutely insane.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It can be a lot, but that's why I say you got to pray people through. You know what I mean? And that's the thing about it too. It's like you don't even have to personally know someone. Us as believers, we need to go instead of pointing the finger and going, "Hey, hey, man, you believe that?" Pray for them. You know what I'm saying? Within the spiritual realm, pray for people. You know what I mean? You don't even have to know them. Pray for them. You know what I mean? And because prayer works, it definitely does. We all know that. They're listening on here and watching, and it definitely does. You know. It's a celebrity. I won't mention his name, but I remember he was going through a lot, and they just kept putting him in the press when every time he did something crazy, you know. And then now he's giving his life to Christ, which is so awesome. But I remember praying for him because somebody asked me in an interview. They were like, "Yo, so you know what's going on with him?" And I was just like, "No, I haven't talked to him recently, and I don't have his numbers now, but I'm praying for him." You know what I mean? I'm praying for him, and I know we can some breakthroughs are happening in his life. And now he's, you know, got a family and, you know, giving his life to Christ, you know, doing music for the Lord. And it's just such a beautiful thing, you know? Yeah.
Yeah, man, it's great. And
Yeah.
I wanna bring it to music now, and this is how we'll relate it, and hip hop, of course, because this is Rapzilla. I know
man.
you, as a kid from Chicago,
Yeah.
you think of the great hip hop legends from Chi-Town. We mentioned Kanye West, cultural icon, but you got to be in his music video.
I did.
With him and Common and Stacey Dash before Kanye was like Yeezy, before this guy was who he is now.
Yeah.
So what do you remember about the All Falls Down shoot?
I got a call. I was in LA. I was driving. I was on Highland. I remember the whole thing. And then I got a phone call, and it was like, "Yo, I want you to be in the All Falls Down video." And I was like, "I'm there." Right? I'm there. So flew back home to Chicago. No, we did it out here in LA. I forgot about that. So we did it in LA. And it was a little airport in LA, small airport. And it was like 5 a.m. in the morning. We had to be there. John Legend was there playing on a guitar, which was pretty dope. When I got out of the car, he was just playing. His name was different back then. I'm trying to remember. It was Black Coffee, something different back then, but he was going under John Legend. And so that was pretty cool. And I remember Kanye was awesome. He was in the zone as far as like what he wanted to do. Very like in tune with the director about the vision, which was super nice. And you know, all I had to do was I was a baggage claim guy in it, so that was super cool to be a part of that video. But a lot of us stick together, like Common. You know, I used to freestyle battle Common back in Chicago. It was a place.
Did you win?
Yeah.
Did you win?
Yeah, let me say it. Yeah, I won, but it was funny because he was just entertaining me because I was a little younger than him at the time, and it was in the 90s, early 90s. And I remember I was rapping like Crisscross because I loved Crisscross. And I was like, kickity kill, you know what I mean? And so we were going back and forth, but that was awesome. My older sister worked at a record store called Metro Music, so all the celebs used to come through there when they came to Chicago and sign autographs and stuff like that. So that was cool. So, but yeah, man, Chi-Town, man, I love it. And that was a fun video to do. So I've known Kanye for years too, as well. Yeah.
Yeah, well, you know now the whole headline from this live is, you know, Kel Mitchell beat Common in a freestyle battle in the 90s.
Nah, I ain't beat him.
That's the only takeaway that someone's gonna come up with, and that'll be on social media. I didn't do it. I didn't say it. So has there ever been a desire, even, I know you're super busy, but to just put out a project as yourself?
You know what's funny is that every project that I'm in, as far as like movies and in film, I always get on the soundtrack.
Right,
So
right.
I don't know if y'all noticed, but it's something that I do. So like with Goodburger, obviously with Less Than Jake, we did a ska album, which is the I'm a Dude song. We made it a full record. In Mystery Man, me and my homeboys from Chicago, I was in a rap group, so I used to work with Interscope. And so I put out a record back then because I was a rapper before I was an actor. So I was doing hip hop. I was very deep into hip hop. I was in the breakdance crew, you know, graffiti as well.
Yeah.
Hip hop really saved my life in the beginning because everybody was, you know, into gangs or going to the church, and then I chose church and hip hop. So you know what I mean. So hip hop was something that I was very involved in. I did, you know, hip hop battles and, you know, rhyming, all that stuff, you know, back in the day. So yeah. So doing music. So every song, even Clifford Big Red Dog movie, I did an R&B song within that. So I'm always doing music. If you look, and then on all that, if you look on all that, I performed on all that twice with my group.
So what you need to do is put out a compilation album that just features because you have a whole catalog of like 20-something years, right? So
yeah, man.
Get those Spotify streams. It's another revenue source.
Yeah, man. Yeah. And shout out to Willie Moore Jr. and Bizzle, because I remember I did a song way back with Bizzle and Willie Moore Jr. And it was when I was really getting into Christian hip hop, when I was telling you about like, you know, this was like around 2000, I don't know, like 2005, it might have been 2008. And so, but, you know, early 2000s. And I was really getting into my my walk as a believer, and I was introduced to Christian hip hop, and it was just blowing my mind because I was into like so much other hip hop, but then to see this whole new world where it was just like speaking life, you know what I mean? And so, that was one of the first records that I got involved in. You know, Willie called me and was like, "Yo, you want to do this record with Bizzle?" I'm like, "Yeah, let's get it." You know what I mean? And so we did that. Yeah.
It seems like when rappers call you, you're down. You're totally down.
Heck yeah.
And I say that because you are going to be in a music video or maybe on a track, or I guess both, with KB and No Big Deal.
Come on.
So what can you tell us about that?
First off, KB and No Big Deal are both amazing. You know what I mean? I love Christian hip hop. I love the movement. And I'm so, you know, when you see me preach, you hear me playing the music in the background. Yeah. It's important to me because I feel like we're all part of one family and getting the same message out. And I, you know, when I'm on sets and I'm doing photo shoots and stuff, I'll play, you know, Rapzilla, and I'll play all the different playlists from Rapzilla, and people will go, "Yo, they listening while they taking photos, or that we're on set and we're filming," and they'll go, "Yo, who's this?" And so I tell them the artist name. And they say, "Who's this?" I tell them artist. They like, "Yo." Then they listen again, like, "Yo, this Christian? I didn't even know. This is dope. You know, this is dope." So anyway, to get back to your question, so KB hit me up, and I'm just like, "Yo," because I always listen to KB when I work out. I told him like his music is just like, it just sounds like, you know, cinematic, you know, like when I'm working out, it just gets you ready, right? And so I was excited, already a fan when he said that. And I was like, let's go, let's do it. And he was telling me No Big Deal was in it, you know, and I was already wanting to do something with No Big Deal as well. And so we went out there, did the video. I can't tell you too much because, you know, it's going to be a big premiere. But we're super excited about that. And man, it's going to be great, man. It's going to be dope. Yeah, I'm excited. Yeah.
Are you rapping on the song? Can you say that?
No, not this particular song. No, I'm not rapping on this song. Yeah. And then yeah, and shout out to Flame and V Rose. I'm just shouting out all my peoples. You know.
Yeah. Give me your top 5 CHH. Now I'm gonna get you in trouble because you probably talked.
No, you're gonna get me in trouble. Yeah, man. Well, you know, Flame and V Rose. I directed V Rose's video, the battery video, nice. Which was awesome, and you all posted about that as well, which is cool. But top 5. I'm not gonna do that, man.
All right. Can you give me 3 projects, 3 of your favorite projects within the space?
What, recently? All
time.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna do recently, like what I've been. This is what I've been listening to. And don't y'all cut this up, because this is what I've been listening to. I'm talking to people because they're gonna be man. He did top 5, not y'all. I'm talking about people in there. So let me see. Miles Minnick been killing it right now. You know what I mean? Shout out to Miles. He been killing it, you know, with the LA music. It's killing it right now. KB, of course. You know what I mean? No Big Deal. Q Official. You know what I mean? You know Q, right? He sound kind of got like that T-Pain.
He was in here. He's in
there?
here.
Oh, what's
He's in
up,
here.
man? I'm into anime, and I'm into, like, especially if you saw that trailer that I did. And he's really into
Yeah.
anime, and he has like this, type of singing voice that reminds me of T-Pain because I worked with T-Pain before, and it just sounds amazing. So I'm just like, yo, let me see, man, so many people, man. Shout out to Flame, shout out to Dizzle. I could go on and on. You know what I mean? Trip
All
Lee,
right,
you
you're
know.
good. You're good.
Okay, I'm good.
Trip Lee's on the way back anyway. So
I know,
that's
right? That was when I first got into it. That was who I listened to all the time, man. Yeah,
hey,
yeah,
this is a shameless plug. Did you check
yeah.
out the Rapzilla Freshman project?
Of course, yeah, man. I mean,
Okay.
like, all the playlists y'all
Okay.
put up, I make sure that I listen to it first. And shout out to Joey Vantis. He got some hard music too as well. Yeah, yeah,
All right. All right, let me ask you this. You
yeah.
mentioned that trailer again. Can
Right.
the 100 experience points Blessed Mode Kel beat Invisible Boy and the rest of the mystery men in a fight?
Oh, and Bless Mode. Oh, yeah. Oh, of course, yeah. Bless Mode. It's a whole nother level because he fighting with the spirit of God. So you know what I mean. And yeah, it's a lot. Like, if you're an anime fan, it's a lot that we used in there as far as like Demon Slayer, Scott Pilgrim.
Yeah.
You'll see a lot of that within that, and that's what action movies. And shout out to Irvin Lambert, who directed that. Shout out to King Vader, who's in it as well. Yeah, man, I just wanted to shout them out because they did such an amazing job with this video. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
it's cool.
and let's talk about saw you on the pull-up bar. I saw you doing the moves. So, can you give everybody maybe your 3 fitness and health life hacks that are game changers for you that keep you in this superhero, type strength?
Food. It's 90% of working out and fitness is what you consume. You know what I mean? So as
Right.
far as your eating lifestyle, portion control, drink a lot of water. But then I do a lot of calisthenics. So we do a lot of pull-ups and dip bars and stuff like that. You from New York, so it's a lot of cats that get to do a lot of calisthenics out here like crazy
Yep.
that I'm big fans of. Yeah, man, that's what you got to do, man. And yo, if you haven't seen the book trailer, y'all need to go check out the book trailer. Yeah, y'all need to go check it out. Y'all need to post the book trailer. Rapzilla, post it up. Who I got to?
Well,
Who I got
well. All right, you can talk to me,
to? Okay.
and I'll talk to myself. And okay, we'll take care of it. We'll get it done.
Yeah, man.
So I know you had 30 minutes. We got like a minute and a half left. So
Yeah.
that minute and a half, I
Yeah.
want you to. What other projects, shows, movies? What do you got going on? And of course, plug away your book. Anything that you want to say.
Everybody's saying Kel drop a single. Okay, so I'm gonna do it. I gotta do it. I'm gonna do some music, man. Yeah, I got something coming, man. So we gonna do something big. But yeah, let me see. So Deliciousness. Deliciousness is a spinoff of Ridiculousness. It's on MTV. We just got picked up for our 3rd season, so we got a 3rd season of that. So if you're a fan of
Nice.
Deliciousness, we got more episodes coming up. Super excited about that. You got some more surprises for Bless Mode that we're doing. A surprise that you've been talking about that's coming. You know what I mean? We've been kind of teasing people with. But yeah, with Bless Mode, just know that we got some more things coming that might have something to do with some music. Yeah, man. And my movie with Kim Fields called Adventures in Christmas in on VH1. Got to definitely check that out too as well. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, man. And for everyone in the chat, because I know people are wondering, yes, Kel does appreciate a good orange soda. He would love to do a reunion movie with Kenan for Goodburger. All of this information is out there. We don't have to ask you. Just look it up. He talks about it a lot. So I'm going to spare you, and I'm just going to tell everyone to look it up. But man, I just saw it right now. Kenan and Kel reboot.
Yeah.
But man,
That's funny.
thank you so much. I appreciate you coming on here and talking with us. You got to come back when you're dropping
sure.
the music.
Yeah.
Maybe we can have you, KB, and Dill on. That would be dope. You could talk about this.
That'll be what's up, man. Shout out to Native Supply, man. You already know what it is.
Look at you. You're representing everything.
Come on,
Shout outs for everyone.
I'm about that life, man. I love, everyone is doing it for the Lord, man. So I got to shout them out, man. It's doing it dope. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, sir. All right. So Blessed Mode, 90 days to level up your faith This has been Kel Mitchell, comedy legend. Man, thank you. It's been a privilege to talk to you. I know you're probably doing the tour, the press run, the circuit, so safe travels. And, man, I hope to talk to you later.
For sure, man. No doubt. God bless.
All
Good
right,
seeing
man.
y'all, man.
Peace.
For sure.